double figure eights. This is a double staff tutorial. So we're going to do this with one hand. You do it? Okay. Double figure eights is the best way, I think, to add extra beats to your spinning without getting out into the fingers. Okay? If you want to retain control of your stick, it's good to have it in between the thumb and the first finger so that you can stop it, you can stall it at any point. So we're trying to keep from coming out here, but at the same time, sometimes you want to do extra beats. So the way that we're going to do it is a double figure eight. We'll start it in reverse, and I'm just going to show you one hand at a time. It's quite a lot to handle to try to do it with two hands, so just practice one hand at a time. Remember to spend more time on your weak arm, and then try to catch up with two together. Okay? In reverse. This is a single figure eight. The staff does a full beat in front of the body and a full beat behind the body. Okay? If you want to do this extra beat, the double figure eight starts here. Come to the front when you're coming up in reverse. The head, or the blue end of the stick, is pointing straight up. You continue spinning the staff the same direction. Your palm goes up, and then you continue spinning even more. Look what happens to the shape of my hand. The tail, my pinky, is now way off to the right, and I have this, I call it a hook. I don't know, you can call it a claw, or there's this sort of awkward shape in your hand. And if you find this shape, then you've pretty much almost gotten the move. Okay? Once you're here, you're going to continue spinning the staff the same direction until it's behind you, and then you just open or unwind the stick. Now my head of the stick is pointing out again. I'm going to bring it to the front. Watch, the head goes up to the side, and then the tail comes up. There's the shape of the hand. Up. It'll come to a point where you really can't twist it anymore. What's happening here is that the staff continues going the same direction, but instead of it's spinning along, it's spinning around its center axis, it's actually coming to the place where your elbow becomes the center of the circle. The staff rotates around that point, and then it continues the same direction. Just like that. At the beginning, it'll feel kind of clunky, and you'll get to here, and you'll have to, and then release it. But after some time, it starts to, the sort of illusion of it, of that circle cheating up your arm will just become fluid. Okay? The same move has to be done in back. We have an extra beat in front, which kind of creates a 1.5 figure eight, but I'm still only doing one beat behind me. So I've got 1.5. Let's find a way to do an extra one behind. The thumb of the stick is pointing up. It goes down, and behind you, my elbow points off to the side, and the tail will come in front first. Normally in a reverse, the head comes up first. The tail will come up first now, and I'll unwind in front. I'll rewind again. I'm looking for the hook. Once I found the hook, I can twist around the elbow, open the staff, unwind it behind me, and then rewind it up by taking the head behind the arm. Tail comes in front. And this is a double figure eight. Any questions? Are you trying your left hand? I don't think you are. This is a really important move for trying to keep your planes clean, because most people, when they start learning this, their planes tend to wobble way off to the side, and when they start to open up, they've lost the integrity of the spin. So trace out the lines on the floor. You can use the floorboards if you have a wooden floor, or a hallway, whatever you like. But try to keep the two ends of your stick in good planes. even as you're twisting it out behind you. Okay? Head of the stick is pointing up, tail of the stick is pointing down. I'm spinning in forward now, just like a forward butterfly. Okay. I'm going to start this one behind us actually, because you'll see something that looks familiar. Watch. I bring the tail of the stick up behind me. I'm about to bring it up in front, but actually I'm going to look for the same position of the hand that we used before, this sort of hook shape. It's when the tail is pointing towards the elbow and the head is pointing out. Once I get it to here, again, I continue spinning the same direction. The head of the stick will come up, it'll come out to front, and then I'll unwind it in front. Okay? Head of the stick goes up behind me. The tail of the stick comes into the elbow. And again, I sort of transfer the circle's center point to my elbow. I unwind in front. So this is the 1.5 figure 8 in forward. So now we've just got to find a way to add one more half beat in front, and we'll have a double figure 8 going forward. And this one I really like the look of. You just take the head of the stick is coming forward, the head of the stick goes all the way underneath, and watch what's happening to the shape of my elbow. The elbow points straight out, and the elbow is directly in line with the shoulder. Okay? So it's not out here. You have to point the elbow straight out and bring the center of the staff almost to your armpit. Okay? Once you're there, you're going to take the head of the stick behind the body and then unwind. Okay. The tail goes to the elbow, unwind in front, and watch. Head of the stick goes down and up into the armpit. Find this position, just like walk around, get comfortable with it, whatever you have to do to make this feel natural, then unwind it behind you. Again, at the beginning, it'll be sticky and awkward, but just practice it, and it'll start to have a little flow. What I like about this move is that it sort of creates a natural movement in the body. You're sort of, your hand, your elbow, eventually your shoulder sort of have to follow the movement of the staff. And so it creates movement in the body just by executing the move. Left hand. If this is starting to get comfortable for you, you can try just adding your own sort of style to it. One thing I found that works pretty well is as you're unwinding in front, maybe you open your arm all the way out before tucking it again. Make sense? In a butterfly pattern, in reverse. If you're getting lost, drop one stick, work on your weak hand. But the only way to put them together is to let one hand become totally natural with the movement. It honestly might be 1,000 times. Just exercise each hand individually until the movement just feels very natural. And then just allow them to pass right in front of another. You can try working them together in regular time. It's kind of awkward on the shoulders, this one, but it's possible. Okay, and in reverse. most fun is in our reels or warrior position. So they're both spinning the same way. Heads of the staff point in front of the toes and then come up, and so on. And whenever you're ready, you're going to wind up one in front and one behind. When you switch, your right hand will go behind you, your left hand will come in front, and you'll be in that stage to unwind them both and continue winding them both up. So it's always this sort of binding up and then releasing energy. There's this sort of wrapping yourself into the move and then unwrapping. And split time. That's a double figure 8.